And as we do normally during football season, live in studio, Alamogordo Tigers head football coach Dale Hooper. Coach, how are you?
Man, life is good. We're excited about tomorrow. Season's finally kicked off, and it's football time.
Yeah. You get a Valencia team, and we'll talk about them here in a little while. I don't know if we talked since the scrimmage. I know, it at times maybe didn't go exactly the way that you wanted to.
I don't know, though. I look at the scrimmage, and I think the bottom line of a scrimmage is, do you get better from it? And I guarantee we got better from it.
I agree.
We kind of came out, our kids didn't come out with a fire like a game, and I don't know, I put that on myself. I could put that on my senior leaders. But we didn't come out like a game, and those Cruces came out fired up, boy. They I was talking to Roanhouse, and he said the same thing. He says, "Man, Coach, Cruces." He says they're prepared for a scrimmage. There's no question. And I'm like, yeah, they were definitely more ready to play, and we kind of went out like a practice, and it showed early. And we had a couple kids that didn't get to play in the scrimmage, and come up the day of the scrimmage, so we had some kids getting reps that weren't ready. That's for sure. And I don't know. I think Monday we came back. And our kids came to work. I think from Tuesday till today, our practices they've been unbelievable. The Tuesday after that scrimmage. So did we get better from that scrimmage? Yeah, absolutely. We got better from that scrimmage. And we got to move some people around too. We found out some people that may have been in the wrong position, and they showed us things in the scrimmage that we didn't see. And so we've made some changes. I mean, you'll see some people playing positions that they definitely weren't playing in the scrimmage, and so that's going to be fun to see how they grow throughout the year, and to ultimately get us to that district championship.
Yeah, and I'm sure that's the part of the preseason that maybe guys you expected to be in certain spots, it changes. I mean, and that's just how it goes. Somebody steps up and plays better. And
that's right. It's amazing how you, as a coach, you think. Because practice, you think you got everything put in place, and come when it's time to strap it on and play another team, other people step up and they really shock you. So there's going to be some people in positions that weren't in them positions at Cruces, that's for sure.
Offense is obviously going to start with Kyle. Tell me how you look at Kyle as a senior and this year, and the way maybe he has progressed when you look at him.
Man, I can't say enough about Kyle. I know. It's a fine line with me, because some people, they'll look at, that's his son. It's just crazy to think of it that way. I'm sorry.
I think you'd be harder on him than maybe the average player.
Kyle, well, I am hard on him, and people, he coaches harder, but he doesn't get on his son. Well, they don't know that because I'm right. My son's right in front of me.
They weren't at the scrimmage that day.
That's right.
If they believe that.
And on the scrimmage, Kyle had a rough time. That's the roughest competition I've in his career, actually, I seen. And I don't know if it was because he tried to put it all on his shoulders, I really don't know, but I think he'll definitely be over that come this game. And the next thing too, Cruces, we didn't allow Kyle to run. We chose not to let him get hit and run, and that definitely helped in game planning on Cruces. They knew that was out of the game plan. So Kyle's excited because he actually can run pretty good, and that changed a lot of coverages. How's that when you have to honor our quarterback because he can't get out of there and run? But Kyle, you know what, I'm proud as a father and I'm proud as a coach, and it's going to be a pretty special year to watch him. I feel there's no one in the state of New Mexico to his level, and he's got some pretty good weapons. His team, they fight for each other, that's for sure. And man, it's exciting. Yesterday, Alex got a lot of reps too at quarterback too, and so it kind of gave Kyle a little time to rest his arm a little bit too, because he throws a lot right now. And I don't know, we'll see what happens. But Kyle, I'm pretty proud of, and as I am a lot of our seniors.
Packages possibly with Ramirez in at quarterback at times.
You know what? Alex is just a special man. That's all I could say. He can do a lot of things, and I think now he's getting a lot more reps, and I want to make sure that way when he is in the game, he's just not a run threat, because obviously he could do that at any time. He could tuck that ball and he's gone. That kid's hard to tackle. But now he's starting to figure out our passing game too, so it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun, and of course at receiver, my gosh, him and Kyle are, Cruces. They've had 2, sometimes 3 people on him, and he was still catching football. So. Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah. Jalen still going to be your running back, or are we going with a different direction?
You know what? I got a lot of running backs right now, believe it or not. We've since the scrimmage we've been working we've been working a lot of kids at running back. So we're going to be okay at running back, and Jalen being at running back, he'll probably I don't know if I'm going to start him. I don't know, but he'll definitely be at running back. I haven't decided yet. I have a few different packages. I haven't decided which package I'm going to start, but I'll know that come game time tomorrow.
All right. And other wide receivers other than Alex that are going to feel like have an impact for you guys this year? Because I know you've talked about certain guys that run maybe more defense than we've seen before, but may see a lot of time at wide receiver this year too, right?
Yes. We got Alex Alton and Gerber, and those kids they're amazing athletes. Gerber, when I think of Gerber, I think of him. He's like our All-American. I mean, that's that kid. Anyone come watch Gerber, you can't help but be proud of that young man. Where he's how hard he's worked to get to where he is today. Man, he is a baller. I'm telling you, I couldn't imagine a better safety in New Mexico right now than Gerber. In any level, Gerber is special, and he could play anywhere, and he's a heck of a good receiver too. And he's a kid though. He's a lot like Kyle. I kind of watch what I do with him because he's as valuable, to our defense as Kyle is to our offense. So I kind of make sure I take care of Gerber. Man, he's pretty special.
Yeah, I can understand that.
Yeah.
The one thing I feel like you got this year is so many returners coming back on the offensive line. You've got a lot of group that you have a lot of faith in going into this season, and if you want to talk about that offensive line, I mean we've had a chance to talk to a couple of the guys that are on that offensive line this year. Right. That's a good group.
Yes, they are, and I think that's a group has had an amazing couple weeks of practice. Our O-line they took it personal this last scrimmage. They did. They were not very happy with their performance. They thought they should have been blowing them up every play, and our O-line really didn't do bad. But they didn't play to what their level is, and our O-line has really stepped up this last couple of weeks and has had some great practices. And Santi, Nebraska, those kids, they're just amazing. And then we have Cabral. Cabral is one of our kids that plays every position on the O-line. He does it all, and he's right now he's our starting left tackle. He's got Kyle's blind side, and he's got really good feet. That's what you look for in a lineman. People think, you want them big old boys. Maybe if you're just pounding the ball, 3 yards in a cloud of dust, that might be what you want. But in our offense, you got to have good feet, and he has really, really good feet. So
yeah, well, you definitely need a little bit of speed if you're going to spread things out, and need guys moving up the field and blocking well. In terms of other offenses, we do want to mention, Brett Money and the kicking situation. I mean, this is probably the best you have to feel about your special teams going into a season for Tiger football, right?
Yeah, to say the least. I'm sorry. Yeah, Little Money's pretty special. It's easy. He's got soccer, so he'll be doing soccer, driving down to play the football game, going around, coming back, play the soccer game. That's a busy young man, and he does a heck of a good job kicking. We knocked out with a lot of pressure. I had about, probably 15 kids rushing him the other day on the line, and shoot, he knocked down a 47-yarder. So, for people think, that's a freshman.
Yeah,
that's not a junior. See, that's a freshman doing that, and it's from the hash. It's just, it's fun to watch him. It's nice because now when I have we're down inside the 30 or whatever, and it's a 4th and long. Now I know I could kick a field goal. It's pretty nice. You know me. If it's 4th and short, we're pretty good chance we're going for it. I guess it depends on the score, but pretty good chance I'm going for it. I'm kind of a fourth. I don't mind going for 4th downs at all.
No, that's faith in your offense and believe that they can pick up 1 or 2 yards. So, and Cameron Davis can help you on kickoffs again this year.
Yeah, but not this week. Because we overlap.
Tournament,
but we'll start having Cameron. Hopefully, we'll have him back for Los Lunas and coming out and doing kickoffs and stuff for us. And he's guaranteeing me he's going to put him in the end zone. So we'll see.
It's nice to have that too, isn't it?
Oh man, starting a team on the 20s, that's big. That's big. So we'll see what happens with Cameron, and hopefully we'll have him back by our next week, our Los Lunas week. But he's he's one of the star athletes on our soccer team, and I told him he needs to make sure he concentrates on that, and he agreed, and that's what he's going to do this week. So
yeah, Kyle's also going to punt for you guys again this year.
Yes, he is, and he's been booting the ball pretty well. So we're pretty excited about that, and I'm hoping we don't have to punt the ball. That's our plans. We want to try to go as far as we can without punting the ball, and if we we catch our ball, we catch everything and don't fumble. I think that's a possibility again. I think last year, I don't know if we went 4 games, maybe 3 games,
Could
4
be.
games,
yeah.
And so hopefully we can continue that, and we'll see. I'm going to talk to my team about that tonight. That's for sure. So.
Yeah, want to avoid giving up the football. And Alex, your returners on punts and kickoffs?
Yeah, how can you not?
Yeah.
I mean, Alex is. It's exciting to watch him return a punt. That kid loves it. Loves returning punts. He's begging for the ball, boys. So it's going to be fun to watch him return punts and see if people kick to him. I don't know. We'll see.
How's Coach Q feeling about his defense going into week 1?
I think he feels confident. I think we got a great game plan, and we have some injuries that bothers him a little bit, but we've been working some people and in some different positions this week, and they're looking pretty good. So, and who knows, this might be the people we keep in them positions. So we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Defensive line, we talked about plenty during the preseason, a lot of rotation. You're going to see some guys that are offensive linemen that are going to be there too.
A lot this week. We're going to have a lot of our O-line rotating that defensive line too. Yes.
Yeah,
so
that's going to be something to watch. And we knew going into the season that the linebacking core was going to look completely different going into the year because you graduated all 3 guys, and Brandon and
graduated. 4 or 5 of them boys we graduated, so we knew that. And then even our backups last year were seniors, so that we knew going in. Yeah, and we got, like I said, the public will be surprised who's playing linebackers and stuff this week. So we've made some nice changes, I think, to our defense. I'm pretty excited about it. So
back into the secondary, you got to have a ton of confidence with Alex and Jacob, obviously.
Alex and Jacob at the top, they're pretty darn solid.
And we should mention that's Alex Alton in that.
Yes.
We say Alex, and there's Alex Ramirez and Alex Alton.
That's right.
They're both excellent players.
Yes,
both
they are.
Alton and Ramirez.
Yeah.
And at the corners, those are 2 new players this year, right?
Yeah, we got Mike. We have Richardson. We have
See, one of the Trujillo.
Oh, and Mitchell, Mitchell. I say little Mitchell. That kid's strong as an ox, but he's a kid that he never quits, man. I mean, I'm just so proud of him. From where he's come in football the last 2 years, if you'd have told me last year that's going to be a starting corner, I would have laughed at you. I said, you're out of your mind. And he has worked and worked and worked. And I'm like, every day it's like, man, that kid's all summer. I'm like, he might be one of our guys. And he was at receiver, and he just wasn't cracking that top. And at that time we were needing some corners, and I said, why don't you go run corner today? Man, day 1 he hasn't gave it up since. So I'm so proud of that young man.
Those are the kind of positions you like to see when somebody, you give them a challenge and they really step up to it.
A senior that wants to play and is going to do everything he can for you. I mean, you tell him to run through a wall, that kid's going to run through a wall for you. It's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, good to see.
And we're going to have some freshmen. I'm going to travel 3 of them, so be watching for them. I'm telling you, we got some special kids down there. They're still going to be playing freshman in JV too, but I am going to travel 3 freshmen that have been repping a lot of varsity, and I'm pretty excited about them too.
Yeah, and you were talking to me about that. You thought that the freshman class that's coming in this year is going to be a special group, kind of comparing them to the group that's out there this year, but seniors.
Absolutely, it is. Even in the other yesterday morning, I was in there with Rhett, and we're in the locker room changing. I look over at Rhett and I say, Rhett, that group right there reminds me of you guys, and it does, because when Rhett and Alex and Kyle and Santi, all these guys were freshmen, they were pretty tight, man. They were a pretty tight group of kids, and they still are today. And this freshman group we have now is the same way, man. They're just always together. It's special. This freshman group coming up, guys, it's good. It's really good.
And in the weight room, I'm sure constantly. And doing the things
when they're seniors,
do,
because they're in there repping now. They're repping 45 stuff on their stuff right now, and I'm thinking, man, by their senior year, they'll be throwing 315. Close to 400 pounds. We got some pretty good freshman group, that's for sure.
How much preparation in terms of the Valencia game? I mean, obviously a team that you've seen now 3 years in a row. Coach Justice, this is his second year after coming over from Clayton. He had a ton of success there last year.
They're night and day.
Yeah.
They are. Obviously, we kind of knew that going in. I mean, I could have told you last year that they're going to be a night and day team this year. They return a lot of their players. They've been in their system now 2 years. They believe in what their coach is doing. It's almost like us. When we went from our first year to second year, it's just a whole change of mentality. And they play tough. They play hard. And I think the biggest thing I got to get through, and I'm constantly getting on our kids about, our young men about, is they got to realize, they got us number one, Max Preps, number two, coaches poll. Everyone is gunning for them. Everyone. I say, guys, everyone's going to play us from here to the end of the year is going to play their very best game against us because they want to knock us off. And it reminds me of last year when we were picked underdogs against Mayfield. And, boy, that put a really, really good chip on our shoulders, and we practiced unbelievable going into that week. And it's the same thing. I told our guys it's exactly the same, except those guys are doing that to us. I said we've got to practice every day to play because we're going to see every team's best every week in and week out. And so, Valencia, I mean, they're hoping for that big upset. They are. They're coming out, and I know they're preparing, and I know coach is going to have them prepared to play, and we've got to come out and we got to be physical and we got to take care of our business and not do anything stupid. Don't just play our football.
And I would imagine, you guys have enough confidence. You certainly have respect for Valencia, but you guys have enough confidence in yourself, especially offensively, that if you guys do what you're supposed to do, you should be able to score points and win the football game, right?
Absolutely. No, we're not going in there not to win, we're going in. I think our boys are ready to play. I do. I seen it yesterday in practice. We looked pretty crisp. We're ready to play. Our boys have got. I ain't gonna say they're arrogant or anything like that, but they got confidence in themselves right now. We've had a couple really good weeks of practice, and with exception of some lightning, but even then we got stuff out of it. We got a lot of film time out of that, and I don't know. I think our boys they're primed right now. I think we're definitely going in the first game prepared to play football. Yeah. Bar an injury or two, but that happens. So. Yeah.
And I know, defensively for you guys, you'll see something a little bit different this year. It's not really, or not this week, I should say. Not necessarily a spread option. They like to run a little bit of, kind of wing tee.
Single wing stuff.
Single wing,
it's like a single wing without a spinner. Yeah. It is. I don't know if anyone's ever watched an old single wing team, but that's really what it is. They run an unbalanced line. Every play they're unbalanced somehow, and it's kind of like it's like the old single wing, except out of gun without the spinner. That's pretty much what it is. Yeah.
So it's about guys making sure that they're on their assignments and taking care of their own business, right?
And boy, let me tell you, people think that's easy to coach. It's not. They're high school 15-year-old kids, and you're constantly telling them how to read, what they're reading, what their keys are, who they're reading, and of course, you always got to watch out for influences. So. Yeah, and what I mean by influence, a guard will pull one way and they'll keep it the other way, and so we always got to have a back door shut down too. So, but I don't know, Coach Q and the whole defensive staff has been working their tails off for 2 weeks to make sure we're prepared. So I believe we are. I do.
Yeah, misdirection offenses are sometimes the most difficult to coach against because
it's frustrating sometimes. I agree. I'd have to say yes to that. Yeah.
Yeah, they may be simple in theory, but they've always got little folds in there that'll mess with you.
That's right. It's a little different than what we do. What we do on our spread offense. I'm trying to get mismatches. I'm trying to put my best player against your not best player. Your lowest range, because you can't hide them on us. You can't hide a defensive player. I'm going to find that defensive player that maybe not be up to snuff. And with the single wing or the wing tee, any of that stuff, a little different because they're just doing misdirection. They're trying to beat you with misdirection. They're not really necessarily going to try to single out a guy. So,
yeah, that'll be certainly interesting to watch tomorrow night as the Tigers take on the Valencia Jaguars. 7 o'clock kickoff up in Los Lunas for the Tigers against the Jags. And, we talked a little bit about the fact that this team is very highly ranked across the board, pretty much every poll, Max Preps, Coaches Poll, NM Preps. This group obviously has that level of confidence, and I'm sure that you believe this is a team that can live up to those expectations this year.
Absolutely, I do. I mean, guys, flat out, we're playing for a district championship and a state championship. We're going to try to bring that baby home this year, and if we can keep this group together and healthy, I believe we can do it. I do. We got the right pieces in the puzzle, that's for sure.
Yeah, a lot of experience, and even the guys that maybe didn't have a ton of varsity experience, you're seeing some good things from them in practice, I'm sure.
Oh, I am. Yeah, we got some young kids. We got we got some of them. We even got some of them basketball kids out right now, and they look pretty good too. So I'm pretty excited about that. And I don't know. We'll see. There's going to be some names that people, the first time they'll be seeing them on the football field. So
that'll be good, Coach. Appreciate it.
Hey, thank you a lot.